Hello, this is Axel from Duck Sports Authority, Rivals with Jackson Light, 6'3", 295 pounds, center from Draper, Utah, powerhouse. How you doing, Jackson?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing today?
Good, good, good. I mean, I know usually when you do these things, you go on talk about football and all that, but I wanted the Ducks fan again to know Jackson the person so they could cheer for him when he put on his helmet. And I mean, offensive line, it blocks literally for the most important position in football, so it's only right they know Jackson the person too. So, if you could get started, tell us your story and who's Jackson.
So I've grown up in a family. I have two older sisters and an older brother, so I'm the baby in the family. My brother was bigger like me when he was growing up, but he was really more of artsy fartsy, like really smart type. So he wasn't a big physical type of dude. My mom made him play football one year, and he would hit people down and be like super sad and try and help them back up. So he wasn't really a big athlete. And then my older sister, she's really big into art history and that kind of stuff. And then my other sister, has a great voice, so she's with choir. And when it got down to me, my parents were like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And so I started off playing baseball and soccer when I was little. But I think the second game of when I played soccer, I got kicked out of the league because I tackled the goalie into the net, and I got ejected, and then I got banned from that league from playing soccer there. So soccer was an immediate out. It was out. And so then I played baseball. And I was really good in baseball. I was a catcher growing up. Still like bigger kid. I hadn't really hit my growth spurt yet. I was still like a tall, kind of skinnier kid growing up, and then I think I hit about middle school, and I just got huge. I was like this big tubby fat kid, Pillsbury Doughboy type thing. And that's when my pitcher on my baseball team, his dad coached football, and I hadn't played football before then. I was just purely baseball. And his dad comes up to me and goes, "You gotta play football. Like, you're an offensive lineman. You gotta come play. You gotta come play." And he talked me into it. So we first day of tryouts, I get there, and it's not pads yet. We're just running around and do stuff. It was fun. The second day we put on pads. Now, I've never put on pads. I've never done anything like that, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just following, I think, one of my friends around. But then we get split up into the position groups, and I get put with the offensive defensive line.
Mhm.
So they start doing hitting drills. And first drill, I go up, and I get smacked back on my butt. And I got smacked. And I went home that night, and I told my parents, "I want to quit football. I hate football. You please don't make me play football." And my parents like, "You already made the commitment. You've already tried out." And I had one more day of tryouts too. We had one more day of tryouts. My mom had a heart-to-heart with me and my dad. Like, "You got to hit first. Like, use your anger." Because, like, I was kind of a bigger kid growing up in school. I'd kind of get a little bit bullied just for that. So I kind of just
Gotcha,
so
gotcha.
the next day I just went off. I was just killing kids, hitting kids, and I love football ever since then. And it was funny because my first year was, I think, the funniest year for me in football because I didn't know you couldn't celebrate in the league. So I got this so my first ever football play ever in a game, I get this fumble recovery, and I yell and I spike the ball, and then the flag goes up, and I was in so much trouble. I got yelled at, I got benched, and I was like so confused. But after that, I played football, and I was really good at it, kind of off the bat, and I've had really great coaches in the league building me up in there, and it was a lot of fun. And then we started getting to high school, and a lot of kids my age, you get to really choose. You can either go one more year of little league,
Mhm.
or you can go straight into high school football. And most of the parents, and a lot of parents actually were holding their kids down, and their parents were talking to my parents like, "Hey, you should hold him down. He's not going to be good enough to play. Like, he'll barely make the sophomore team, if that." Like, and my mom and I are really fiery. So my mom's like, "No, screw you, we're going." So I end up getting an opportunity to start lifting with the team because our team lifts January 1st
Mhm.
at 5 a.m. That's when we start. We go year round. So I get there, and I'm pretty strong. I'm pretty strong. I'm stronger than most kids there, and I work my butt off. And we get to the end of the our second camp, and that's when we have our little blue and white game. And that's what you really get to know if you're starting or not.
Yeah.
And my mom, I really thought at most I was going to be a dress for JV. Then my high school coach comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, you're starting." I'm like, "On varsity?" He goes, "Yeah." So I got to start varsity my freshman year.
Oh wow.
And I played D-line there, and that was really fun. And then the third game hit and in practice, my coach comes up to me, and goes, "Hey, you're gonna be on offense line now." And I was so upset because I heard all these bad things about offensive line, like it wasn't as fun as D-line. So I hated the first two practices there. But then my O-line coach, I love him. He says, "If you stick with me, I'm gonna get you to college on offensive line," because he saw something in me, which was really cool. So then I went 3 games on. I started both ways as a freshman, and we end up going 12-0, and it's the semifinal game, and we're going against Skyridge, and I think it's like 27-28. We're 27. We're about to kick the game-winning field goal, and we muff the snap. And I was on the PAT, so I dive and I get the ball and I start running, and I just get knocked out. I get hit so hard, and I was just so defeated. It sucked. And then sophomore year I went to center, and junior and so the next year we went and killed everybody, won the state championship undefeated. Last year we killed everybody, went to the state championship undefeated. And then so we haven't I've only lost 1 game my high school career, knock on wood. And it's been that was really cool there. As for like recruiting and all that, I think my freshman year I had like 1 or 2 schools look at me. I think it was like because Syracuse came and watched our game, and then Utah State. And I remember because I think we played Brighton, I believe, at our house, Corner Canyon, and my parents come up to me and they go, "Hey, like, we just got done talking to my head coach, and there are some colleges interested in you." And like that really rang deep for me because I always had that goal as a little kid. Like everyone has that goal as a little kid. I want to play college football, but like it never really comes to reality until someone really tells you.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely.
So I got told I'm a freshman. I get told, and I started bawling in the parking lot. I was like, "Oh my God, these people are even looking at me." I think I'm getting. So in my sophomore year, I did really good. I felt like I was but I thought I was the best, one of the best, and I thought I was gonna make all state my sophomore year, but they gypped me on that, so I was pretty pissed about that. But after my sophomore year, going into my junior year, that's when I got my first offer from Utah State, and that's a pretty funny story. So, it was fourth period, and fourth period is our last period of the day, and my coach, that's when I normally have PE with my coach there, and I was a little skinnier still. So my coach is like, "Hey, here's $20. Go get you something to eat." So I was like, "Heck yeah!" So I go to Del Taco because I love Del Taco, and I go there and I'm eating, and he calls me, and this is when I can't drive. I'm driving with my friend Josh Wilson, and he goes, "You gotta get back right now. Get back right now. There's coaches here, and they want to talk to you." And I'm like, "Shoot!" So I freaking scarf everything down, and we're driving back. We get there, we get to the school, and my coach is like, "You missed them. You missed them. They left." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just missed out on my first offer because I was at Del Taco." But then my coach was joking with me. He's like, "Matt," he goes, "Well, it's probably good because they're gonna offer you." I was like,
"Oh wow, wow."
And that rang deep again. I didn't really cry that time. I was just super pumped. I call my mom. Oh, this is pretty funny. I call my mom, and I go, "Hey, Mom, guess who just got an offer to Utah State?" My mom goes, "Josh?" Well, Van already has an offer there. Who got? Did Noah get one? I'm like, My mom,
Oh man.
I got one, and she immediately just breaks down in tears, crying.
Was she at work too, or was she just
My mom works from home, so my mom was at
okay?
my house.
Okay, okay.
And she just starts break down, bawling, and it was funny and cool. And then I called my dad, and my dad was kind of the same way. And then that it just kind of got the ball rolling, and I got an offer from like Liberty the next day or something like that.
Yeah.
And then my parents and I, we got this board. I think we still have this board, but it's a board, and it had my goals like for what I wanted to do. And I always woke up, and I could always see that board and know that like those were my goals, and that's what I'm working for. So we wrote down like some dream schools because now that I have a Division 1 offer, like I can do this.
Yeah.
So sky's the limit. So we wrote down and we're like, okay, we got your top 5. What are your top 5 schools, Jackson? I go, I'm like, number 1, Oregon. I'm like, I don't know if they'll ever look at me or ever, but like it's a dream school for me. Oregon, number 1. Number 2, Utah. Number 3, I put like UCLA. Number 4, so and forth, and I put 5. And then we had like offers, and Utah State was up there, and then Liberty was up there. So I this is a cool story too. So I'm in class, I'm in math class this time, and I'm sitting there, I'm chilling out, and uh the day before, okay, wait, hold up. The day before then, I had one of these college coaches came in, and they were talking to me. It was a pretty big school. I'm not gonna name names, but they were like, like you're not big enough yet. And that really like hit me deep. I was like so pissed about that. So like I called my parents, like, we were getting on weight gainers, we were getting on this. Like I was pretty pissed. But the next day I'm sitting in math class, and I get a text from my coach that says, hey, come to the field. So I come to the field, and I go out there, and my coach like brings me aside, and he's talking to me, and he goes, I just got a call from a coach, and they're gonna offer you. I'm like, oh, nice. I'm like, oh, is it like SUU or something like that, like a littler school? And he goes, no, Jackson, it's Oregon. Oregon's offering you. And I just like paralyzed. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, no, no,
Right.
no. I'm like, no, okay, stop screwing with me. Stop screwing with me. Like Oregon, like the University of Oregon, not like Portland Tech State, like Oregon. They go, yeah. He's like, they've been watching you since your freshman year, and they
Oh
really
wow.
like you, and so they pulled the trigger. And I'm like, and I was just like, oh my god, like I was like beside myself. I was like, I had no, oof. It was like a feeling. Even I get chills thinking about it because like I was like, oh my, because like I had that Oregon on my board as number 1, but I like already put it up in my mind, and my parents did a little bit that, that's a really far reach. Like let's really just focus on things we can get. But my number 1 school that I was kind of my dream school. It was that in Utah were my dream schools, but I loved Oregon because I loved their jerseys and everything like that.
Got you.
And like the new facilities just came out, so like that was the goal. That was like the highest goal I wanted to get. So when they offered me, it was like, it was a spiritual experience, honestly. It was crazy because I was like, dang. So like I'm walking back. So I'm like, I'm gonna call my dad first this time. Hey dad. He goes, hey buddy, what's up? Everything okay? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you're supposed to be in school. I'm like, I have something to tell you. I'm like, guess who just got offered by Oregon? He goes, well, Van already has an offer. Did Josh get one?
Not
And it's the
again.
same thing. I was like, what is up with you people? What? And he's like, Josh, he's like, who got an offer? I'm like, Dad, I got an offer from Oregon. Shut up. Hold up. And he's in the background. My dad's at work. And he goes, my son just got offered by Oregon. And like everyone knows me at his office. So everyone like explodes.
That's crazy.
And
That's crazy.
my dad's boss is the biggest Oregon fan of all time. So I hear him just like him in the background, go Ducks. He starts playing the theme song in the background. It was their fight song. It was awesome. And my dad's like was so proud of me. I'm like, Dad, I can't be at school right now. Come check me out. Let's go celebrate. And it was hilarious. It was so funny. So my dad I'm skipping down the halls. I'm legit skipping down the halls. Okay? And just telling everyone I can see. I don't know you. Hey, I just got offered by Oregon. Oh, hey, Miss Crowder. Yeah, just got offered by Oregon. Like it is everyone. It was insane. It was insane. So my dad comes and he picks me up. I get on the phone. Hey, Mom. My mom's out of town. She's on work trip. Buddy, this better be important. I'm about to go into a meeting. Mom, I just got offered by the University of Oregon. She starts bawling. And she just gets all quiet. She's like, I'm so proud you gotta go, but let me sit down. So that's when they offered me, and then they kind of got the ball kind of got it going. So I got different offers from different schools, and I was really happy about those offers. But like that Oregon offer was like, I think it changed my life for sure. It was life changing. So we get going. We get in the summer, and they can't talk to me obviously because I'm a sophomore. And
Sorry, just to go into that a little bit, like, what's the NCAA rules with reaching out with sophomores? Can they just offer you and that's it, or
they can verbally offer you, so they're not allowed to talk to you or
okay?
anything like that. They can verbally, they can call your coach, I believe, and offer you. Like you only get an official offer. I just got mine like 2 days ago, I believe. I posted on Twitter.
Yeah.
Those are like senior year, but junior they can talk to you, but an official offer is senior year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're heading into my junior season, and I'm at my beach house. We rent one beach house a year, and we go down to Northern California, down lower elevation. My mom gets really picky with that kind of stuff. But so we're up there, and I was kind of discouraged because I'm like, I know they can't talk to me, but like I really want to talk to Oregon.
Yeah.
So my friend Van Fillinger, who's currently at University of Utah, he had an offer for them. He talked to them a lot. I'm like, hey man, can you just talk to them about me real quick? Just send them a quick note. And I get like 10 minutes later, I get a call from Van, and Van's like, hey man, they really want you to come up to SNL because you can come to that camp as a sophomore.
Oh, wow.
So, dude, yeah, you're coming up. I'll send you all the information. So my friend Van sends me all the information. I am stoked. I am absolutely stoked. Okay. And so we go up to Eugene for the first time, and it was really cool. So I get up there, and the first time we go down, so like there's the tunnel down. Have you been down there? So like
no, not yet, but I could just imagine it.
So here, I'll walk you through it. It's really cool. So there's a big Hayward Center, and down the garage it has duck feathers down when you're going down. So when you're going down, it feels like you're flying. Okay, which is pretty cool. And we get down there, and on the walls, it's like graffiti art of the duck beating every Pac-12 mascot.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it's like cool. And my mom is very detail oriented. My mom likes perfection. That's what my mom is. Like she really, yeah. My mom's a Delta. She's on Delta, and she's platinum, and she's just kind of like that. So like, you gotta impress my mom, and my mom just by the garage was very impressed. So I'm like, we're starting off on a good foot here. Okay. So we get up to the elevator, and everyone knows my name already, and that was pretty cool. Just because I haven't really been had the recruit treatment yet.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. We go up, and as we walk off the elevator into the center, all the coaches and staff start clapping for me. And I was like,
they gave you that VIP treatment.
yeah, I was like, I get off and I'm like, thank you. I like start doing the mayor wave and stuff. Like I'm like, I got the confidence. Why not? I meet every coach. You go down the line, you shake hands. And I really never knew who Mario Cristobal was. Mm-hmm. I knew he was a head coach, but I'd never really seen him face to face or even seen a picture of him. I've seen Coach Mariball. I've seen pictures of him. So when I saw him, I gave him a big hug. But like we get down low, and he goes, and Coach Cristobal wasn't down there. He was talking to someone else. So we get down the line of shaking hands, and coaches come to talk to my parents. This one dude taps me on the back. I look over, and he goes, hey, big man, what's up? And I'm like, and it hit me that this is Mario Cristobal. And I'm like, hi, coach. He's like, dude, we're so happy to have you here. And like, I was like, it was insane. So we get the whole tour, and my jaw is on the floor the whole time because it's Oregon. The facilities are great, and we get to do this photo shoot. And the photo shoot is so fun. It's my first ever photo shoot. I was working the camera because that's just who I am. That's my personality. And we get to the we have this dinner, and then after the dinner, some of the other recruits are getting pictures on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't gonna get pictures, but I'm like, hey, can I just stay and watch? Like, so I stayed and watch, and I get to the field, and it's the first time walking into Autzen Stadium. And I walk in, and it was like it was calling to me. Like, it was like, because I was the first one there before all the recruits got there, so there's no big loud music or any of the flashes. I walked in, and it was dead silent. I walk out, and I was like, oh my God. And that's when I knew. I exactly knew I was going to be a Duck because it was just calling to me.
Gotcha.
And so they do the photo shoots. I meet other people. I actually meet Seven McGee before I actually knew him. I actually took photos of him, like, with his phone. But, like, I actually talked to him. It was kind of funny because it's like, I don't know. Like, we became friends before we really became friends.
Gotcha.
So then, like, just Coach Chris Paul's just kind of standing there and looking around. He comes over and he talks to me, and I'm like, hey, my parents won't let me commit right now, but I'm telling you that I'm gonna come here. I know for a fact I'm probably gonna come here. So, and he's just like, take your time, brother. There's no rush. And
Wow.
so that was insane. And sophomore year comes around, and we win the state championship. Junior year comes around, I get to go to a game. And I suggested to anybody who wants to go to a game, please go to a game. Because all 60,000 people there are part of that game. There's nobody sitting down eating. No, everyone is up and in the game. So that was a great experience as well. But yeah, and then so out of the blue, my junior year, I kind of had I had like one bad practice, and I really wanted to commit. It was really on my head about it because I had a lot of pressure from other different coaches, like talking to me and talking to me and talking to me. I had to balance my social life and my football life and my recruitment life and my family life, and there was just a lot of stuff going on. So when I get stressed out, I'm not someone who like tries to go blow off steam. I lay on the floor for some reason. That's just who I am. And I'm laying on the floor. My dad's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Okay, I want to commit to Oregon. I know, but I'm done. I don't want to. I want to go. Don't want to waste anybody's time. I know where I want to go."
At
And
that time, were you already visiting other schools, or was it like Oregon and you just knew Oregon? Was it?
I visited other schools. I actually visited a lot of other schools.
Okay.
And the whole time I would visit those other schools, I was comparing it to Oregon. And I thought to myself, if I'm comparing everything to someone else, then that's something like that.
Must be it.
Who
Yeah.
I'm comparing it to should where I should go, because I have the opportunity. Why not take it?
Mm-hmm.
So I told the coaches last time I saw them before I committed that, my timeline probably for committing is probably in the May-June timeframe. So it's October, and I'll do, because I'm allowed to call the coaches now. Call them. Hey, coach, what's up? This is Coach Mirabal, and he's like, hey, man. He's like, how's everything going? I talk to him. I'm like, hey, coach, I just want to tell you something. And he got real quiet. I'm like, I'm committed to you guys. I'm committed with 100%. Like, I want to be a Duck. He's like, no. He's like, give me a second. Runs into the room. I guess a bunch of coaches are having a meeting. Just like, here, gives it to Coach Chris Paul. Coach Chris Paul's like, hey, Jackson, what's up? I'm like, hey, coach, I just want to tell you I'm committing. And everyone just blows up. It was awesome. My parents both immediately start crying, and it was awesome. It was a great experience. And that's when I was committed, and it was awesome, and everything was just right. And it's like this 1,000-pound weight was lifted off of me. So that was great.
When you committed, did you stop hearing from other schools less, or do you still get the same amount of attention with other schools?
So the same amount of tension happened for like 2 or 3 weeks, but as I started to get more Twitter presence
Yeah, yeah.
of being committed, I think schools were just like, yeah, we have no shot at this kid. Like he's done. So
Nah, I feel you. And I hear you in your storytelling, how you speak it into existence, you putting Oregon in your board and all that. And with what you and your other recruiting friends are doing is just all I hear is Oregon's gonna make it to national championship in 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 years. What goes into that and what makes you guys believe to that quality, I guess I should say.
uh, just the belief that we can do it and we have the talent, we have people who are going to put hard work. And I think the number one thing is the coaches. The coaches are extraordinary, best in the country, hands down, easily the best. And I think all the kids and especially me know that if we do what we're told by these coaches, sky's the limit. And just knowing and speaking it into existence, I think we can accomplish that. And I think that's what we think.
Most definitely. And you could hear with how everybody just talks about Oregon as a whole is just this family atmosphere. And pretty
Mhm.
sure you did a great job explaining how it felt like a family atmosphere over there too. But
Mhm.
I do have a question with the Draper Utah. You guys are national powerhouse. What's going on with your squad right now, with your high school team?
Oh, we're doing great right now. We're going to have a great year. We have a lot of new young kids that are stepping up, and it's going to be exciting to see what they can do. And I think we're going to be great this year. I think we're going to make a run at the state title again for sure. We have our coaches I feel like, are just like Oregon coaches that are just hands down one of the best. We work the hardest. We put the most work in the off season. And I think we just have a better bond than most other teams in Utah. So I think we're going to do great this year, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Speaking of bond, it definitely starts with that because I remember when I was playing high school football, you could tell the difference between when a team feels like a brotherhood and a team playing for each other against like a team that's just playing for individual goals. Speaking of bonds and all that, are you gonna enroll early at Oregon when season's over?
Yeah, so season's over. I'll enroll early for sure, and I'll play the Under Armour All American game, and then I'll be there.
Oh wow, that's so. And what sorry, I'm not that familiar with that process. What goes into you enrolling early and all that with Oregon?
It's mostly just academic and let the coaches know you want to. My mom is awesome. She's my academic advisor at home. My dad's a sports advisor. That's what we kind of call each other. But my mom and I have been working our my mom's been working her tail off to make sure that I'm taking all the right classes since pre-freshman year to be eligible and ready to graduate early. So it's mostly academic with enrolling early because most kids want to, but some kids aren't academically eligible with the NCAA and not eligible to graduate early at their respected high schools.
Yeah, I mean, your mom's podcast gives all the ins and outs. I'm sorry, for those people that don't know the podcast name, what is it again? Or do you know it by any chance?
Oh, I should know this. My mom's gonna kill me. I think it's just recruiting for mamas.
Okay, yes, that's exactly
Recruiting
what
for
it is.
mamas. Yeah, my mom.
I didn't want to put you on the spot like that, but I
Yeah,
definitely forgot it real quick.
yeah.
One thing I know for sure, you were talking about you using your anger, from
Mhm.
childhood of being bullied for some sort. Do you still use that as your why, or if you don't, what is your new why? Like your biggest motivation?
I don't feel like I have a big why is just kind of just for my my family now because I've seen how much they've done for me
Hmm.
and my like why I play football. I love playing football and I love hitting people for sure. But like my parents have worked so hard to get me to where I am today and put so much time and money and stuff to making me a better athlete and a better person. So I think my wife's just my family. Like every time I go out, I walk out because I'm a captain with our team. The captains walk out for the team. So I walk out, and every time I walk out, I look up and I know exactly where my dad is in the stands. And if it's a away game, I have to find him. But I look around, and my dad always gives me a thumbs up. I give him a thumbs up. And if I know if we can give each other thumbs up, it's going to be a good game. I'm going to be totally fine.
That's dope. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
And shoot, like you could definitely tell with you, and your spirit is just like you're nice, respectful. But as soon as you get on the field, it's like you guys tap into a different thing. Do you like model yourself after a specific person right now, college or even in the NFL?
I think right now, I think before really I got offered by Oregon, I really just wanted to be like JJ Watt in the way his mentality was.
Okay.
But after Oregon, for sure, Penei Sewell and that offensive line, like, because he's the same way. He's a great dude, but on the field, he's nasty, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
striving to be. That's who I'm trying to be. So, and I think I've always had that as a little kid. I've always been a good, respected kid, but once I get on the field, like I have something to prove, and if you're in front of me, you're going to be on your back. So, yeah.
Most definitely, and the film definitely says it too. I guess my last question is, how much of an impact did the coaching staff, like Mario being a former offensive line player at Miami and being a coaching offensive line at Alabama, how much did that impact your decision to?
Um, it's kind of funny because I get asked this question a lot in interviews, and I think about it like before, and it really didn't play a part because I really didn't know that he was an offensive lineman for
Okay.
quite a bit. But now that I think about it, like it's a big plus and it's a big thing where offensive line is being put in the limelight and given more credit and really being focused on. And I really think it's a great opportunity for me and played a really good role and in my recruiting process because I got asked that question and I really had to think about it. And I'm like, this head coach wasn't a receiver or quarterback, anything like that. He knows that he had to work hard and get no praise.
Yeah.
And it shows in his coaching too that we're gonna work hard and we don't care what other people think. We're gonna get that W and we're gonna be a family.
I definitely agree with you. With every interview that at least I've watched, it's we as the coaching staff, and you could tell he has that offensive line mentality where it's just like we're gonna do it for the team, and we might not get praise for it, but at least we're gonna do it the right way and everything like that. But all right, we got 5 more minutes left. I just wanted to ask you a few questions that the fans wanted to ask you, and one of them is if you could recruit anybody right now. I mean, we know you're the recruiting guru on social media, but if you could recruiting one person that Oregon's not looking at right now, who would it be and why?
Not looking at Oregon looks at everyone that's good. That's the also thing. But
Yeah.
I would have to say my running back for
Okay.
sure. My running back, he is a beast.
And what's his name?
Austin Bell. Austin
Gotcha,
Bell.
gotcha.
He has a couple little offers like Utah State, Air Force, Navy, kind of like those. But he is, pardon my language, a badass. He's really good, and we have Seven McGee already, and I love that dude. He's a badass too. But I wish there was one more spot because I would be pushing hard. Because that kid's such a great kid, and he's such a great football player.
That's showing love. I love it. Another question is hardest person that you had to go against.
Ooh, my teammate Van Fillinger, easily.
What position?
He was D tackle.
Okay, gotcha.
He was originally committed to Texas, decommitted, and went to Utah.
Okay.
He made me the player who I am today for sure. Me and him had battles back and forth, and he's for sure him. Every practice.
Huge praises from top 3 centers. So, I mean, that's gonna be another Pac-12 battle that Oregon fans after watching this is gonna be excited to look at. And the last question, how much do recruits look at Twitter, like the interactions that fans do? How much of an impact does it really have?
A lot. Because a lot of recruits like hype. And I'm not a big hype person, but a lot of recruits like hype. And I think Duck fans are the best in the country. And where if there's even a duck emoji on a tweet, you have 13, 14, 15 Duck fans putting either GIFs, commenting, anything like that. You see top 5s, top 6s, top 23s. And if Oregon is in there, you will see Oregon, 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 Oregon. Best fans on social media and in life too. Honestly, they're awesome. But because like I think my tweets, because I post my offers, but when I got an Oregon offer, that was the biggest thing like that, and it was like, oh,
Yeah,
like
they're pretty much on it. I live all the way in New Jersey, and you
Mhm.
know, you were actually my very first interview. I reached out to your parents, and after that, I got an interview with you. But after I posted your interview, there's a couple people that reached out to me that was like, "Hey, we love what you're doing for Oregon right now. I'm a season ticket holder. Come to a game," and I was like, "Wow, there's just the family bond that Ducks fan bring
yeah,
and gives and all that."
it's insane because I'll honestly be walking through. I could be in any state, and if I have an Oregon hat or an Oregon shirt, I will run into one or two people that say either "Go Ducks" or kind of recognize me, which is cool. I love it when people recognize me. It's
Yeah,
cool.
most definitely. I mean, that's just a national brand that they bring, which
Mhm.
is kind of crazy. But any last thing that you want to say, shout outs or social media that fans could follow you in?
Well, Duck fans, you can follow me on Instagram, j.light74 if you want. Um, I just like to shout out all the fans again. They are the greatest, and they impact my life and my family's life. And I like to shout out you, man. Like you're my favorite. I love talking with you. You write the best
Thank you, thank you.
articles, and you're active on Twitter, always retweeting my stuff like that. So I'm really, really grateful for what you do.
Most definitely, man. And again, you know how much I appreciate your family for, when the pandemic started, giving me the opportunity to interview you, so to bring it to the Ducks. I mean, bring it to the Ducks fans and all that. But definitely appreciate you, man. Take
Yeah,
care.
you too.
All right.